Mhm. Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello,
So,
everyone.
Hello from London.
so welcome, everyone. I think what I'll just do is I'll just say a couple of things to just sort of welcome everyone as we join in. It's almost 11. So it just hit 11. So happy 11/11 at 11 o'clock. Welcome, and so grateful that you've come. So grateful that you've decided to be with us together in a circle of love. That's what this is to me. We've all agreed to be here with our love, and that's the most powerful thing I think that any of us can do right now. So thank you so much from my heart and soul for the love that you're sharing with us today in this circle. So I'm going to not talk a lot to begin with. I just wanted to make sure first, I know that I asked Tanya to be here, and I just want to check the rooms. Tanya, are you here? I don't see Tanya.
I don't see her either.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just continue. I feel like it will flow naturally the way it's meant to. So what my plan is, just so that you're aware, we're recording this just to make that kind of fact known. I did mention that to everyone, so we're recording this. And my plan of doing this together is an insulated circle of love. And Bill is here, so it's Bill Hill, who's a beautiful brother of mine, and June, a beautiful sister of mine, are going to start with a First Nations ceremony, essentially, to begin. So I wanted to start with that. I also have asked Reverend Syliva Sumter from Washington, D.C., who's a Unity minister, to be here, to then go into a prayer and meditation that we'll all do together. And then after that's complete, my plan is then to essentially do a lighting ceremony to the first song on this, which is These Hands of Mine. So that's the flow that I have for us today. And I'm just going to turn this over to Bill, my brother Bill, to start.
Go. Sego. Latnekun Gatste Yongyats Katnyaga Hagani. My name is Standing Strong Spirit, and I'm a Mohawk from Six Nations. And it is with great humility that I sit here in these beautiful woods with a nice smudge for you and your family, for those that you care for, those that have cared for you, those that have stood by you and protected you. And that's what today is about, for those who have protected us. So I light this smudge in honor of the people that are in your families that we are acknowledging today, acknowledging someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's mom or dad, uncle or auntie, even grandfather, grandmother, great grandfather, grandmother. And I see your children there, Andy, and I see all this beautiful energy that is us. We are us. That's us there too. That small, that vulnerable, that beautiful, always small, always loving, always innately kind, just like those two beautiful babies. So this smudge I light in honor of your story, whatever your story be. I light it in honor of your kindness, whatever that is, your fear, your anger, and your hope. I light it for all of those things. And I sit here in a kind forest that I've done healing work with my community members for fasting and sweat lodge, and drumming and singing. So it is with great gratitude too that that you've asked me to come here and be with such a kind group, Paul. So with that, I hold this smudge up. If we were standing in circle right now, I would walk to each of you and ask you to breathe in what you need and exhale what you don't want to carry. Because that's what this smudge basically, I can't go through the whole ceremony with you about what this smudge is, but the energy is for breathing in what you need and exhaling what you don't want to carry. And Creator gave you that gift of breath to do that, whether the smoke is in front of you or not, to breathe in what you need and exhale what you don't want to carry. So with that, I would come to each of you and offer you this smudge, and you could put it over your thoughts and maybe your heart, where your feelings are. And you'd be able to be honest with yourself for a few seconds, but what you didn't want to carry and what you actually needed, and how beautiful is a human being when they need, and they're not afraid to ask creation for what they need. So I'm hoping that each of you finds in life what you are looking for. I hope that each of you find who you need, and that you can become the person you needed at one point in time in your life when things were not going good, that you become that person for someone else. So, Nyawagoa, I thank these beautiful, beautiful trees that are here. I thank the water. I thank the winged. I thank the two-legged and four-legged. I thank the fish. I thank the water. I thank our mother, the earth. Everything comes from her. Everything comes from the woman. And we are gifted to be able to sit together in safety right now. We're very safe. And so with that, I'll turn this back to you, Paul, and wish all of you happiness, comfort for you and yours. Nya will go.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much. That was absolutely stunning. So grateful. So moving on to beautiful June. June is a beautiful sister of mine, and I'm not going to say too much. I love you, but please take the lead.
Right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thank you, Paul, for inviting me to this most beautiful and amazing special day. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here today. My name is Meigwan, and my given name is June. I am the great-granddaughter of Paul Badger, the granddaughter of Albert and Constance Badger, Oliver and Florence Mitchell, and the youngest daughter of Annie and Norman Mitchell, all of Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation. Nemesis Gahigan Ota. That is where I am from. That is my roots. Those are my ancestors. Paul and I had met in Victoria. We did our trainings together, and it was quite epic and amazing how we had met. And I am honored to be here with him in this moment. Paul's gifts as an artist are far-reaching, and I would connect. I'm an energy healer, and I use vibrational energy and sound, drums, crystal bowls. And I resonate with Paul because of his beautiful energy and the way he can connect with people on a vibrational energy state. And that's what I love about your album, the crystal bowls in it, the way you incorporate it. I just want to do a little bit of an address now. Just a small little prayer, just an intro, and then my beautiful friend Tanya is going to chime in with me as well. So, Mao mawe of tawe mao, tenanas mitnananos miogisiga, inawimana nianan, wa samsat kahya wa isinuakota, yawinanaski. Ritihanan, tamiok matsia taki. Awik sane. And ask him. Thank you. And my lovely friend Tanya is with us here as well.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be present today here with you all on this very special day where we're honoring Paul today and his amazing gifts and the amazing work that is being shared, the love, the light, the blessings from the Creator. And, how Creator shines so very powerfully through Paul. And Paul helps lift up people in great ways. His music is so moving and so powerful. And he is a bright, shining light in many of and we experience many dark tunnels in life. So I want to thank Paul for being that light in times of darkness. I want to, did you share a song yet or anything? No? Okay. So what I'll do is, I'm not sure if it's going to be too loud, but I was going to use my shell, my water shell, and I was going to call, to do the blessing for this ceremony. I was going to do the call 4 times. And I think my friend June can understand and appreciate what this call means. And basically, we're just going to invite the 4 directions and the Creator, to be here with us and to bless this ceremony. And if you want to do your call 4 times as well, June, and we'll open this ceremony in a good way for Paul and for everything that needs to happen and all the good work that needs to continue. I do this call at this time. All right, so I should probably just going to turn down the volume just a bit. All right. I'll show next one. Peace be. Nicoch. We're done, June? We're done, yeah. So we're just waiting for the who's ever in charge.
Beautiful. I've got it now. Thank you so much, Tanya. That was absolutely beautiful. June, thank you so much. These 2 sisters are absolutely a big part of my life, in my heart. I feel like we go way back beyond this life. That being said, Simone is with me now to sort of share the flow. So again, I just want to thank everyone for coming. That was a beautiful ceremony to begin with. I really wanted to honor First Nations appropriately. It's very important to me as a Canadian to do that. So Simone is in Switzerland, just to sort of put the direction. Now, we're all around the world in a circle of love here. So what I really wanted is I wanted this to be a free space of divine love to come together on this Spheres of Love moment. I was speaking yesterday with some brothers and sisters in a meeting, and I'm sort of learning the language of how to speak about where I'm at with my music. The way I see the soul now is a round orb. This is very important to me because I was explaining yesterday, it's sort of like my past has been sort of like a pyramid, I would say. But now that I've ascended in my highest self, really, honoring, I think, ultimately humanity, my goal is really to focus on this sphere. No end, no beginning. This is important to me. I do want to mention Bill, because when I first was healing after my father's suicide, Bill actually smudged me, which is why I asked my brother to be here today. So I feel in these times we are very powerful, and it's a big reminder to remember that our power is in our smallness, as he was mentioning, and in our power in that. Our humility, perhaps, is a good word. So I really wanted to smudge this. I'm so grateful that he agreed to do that. So I feel very blessed to have Bill here. It helped me immensely when I was in my darkest moment of my life. So that's the first set of just setting the intention clear here. The next part of this that I really want to do is honor my mother and my father, just to say thank you so much for my life, and my grandparents. June taught me this. And I knew there would be emotions today, and I'm really well with that. That is a part of living and being honest. So moving forward into this beautiful ceremony, all that I really want to do to begin with is I really want to start with light. This is very important to me. So fire and light. Bill is there with light. Our sisters are there with light. We're all light. And it just was Diwali just recently. So it is sort of that light festival still. That energy is flowing. We are all light. So one of the things that I do in my practice in the studio whenever I record is I always light a candle. Corey bought this for me many years ago, this particular candle, and I always do the same ritual is I have a candle going whenever I record. So I wanted to bring the candle for this. I always have a new candle for each album, and this is the candle that was in the studio. My plan is to light this and light all of the lights that are behind me with the one light. We are all lights. We can help light and love expand. So during this ceremony of light, I would start actually with Simone, asking Simone to just play my first track. This song is, just before I do this song is very important to me. It's the first song on this album. One of the things that happened when I was writing this album is I knew that I wanted to say something with God, with Creator, that our hands hold light. Our hearts are in our hands. Our souls are in our hands. When we do anything in this world, we're creators with Creator. And we can create light and love with our hands and our life. So this song really sets the intention of this album. These hands of mine, and then it turns into the hands of ours. We are all together with our hands of love, with our hearts and our souls today. And only those that wanted to come are here today. And I knew who was ever meant to show up in this love circle around the world would. We have people from around the world today. It's very beautiful. And I think during these times, it's important to remember that we're creators and co-creators with our heart and our soul with Creator. And it's that simple and that beautiful. So that being said, this is where heaven really starts to reflect back to itself, where we can co-create the world that we have in our hearts and our souls from the inside to the outside. So with that said, we're going to start and just take a moment. I did ask Reverend Sylvia to speak. So Reverend Sylvia, can I ask you? Is Reverend Sylvia?
Yes, I'm here, dear. Yes, of course.
I wanted to ask you, maybe before I do this, if this works, why don't we do this? You share a prayer, then a meditation, or however you feel called or guided. I love you with all my heart. You're in Washington, D.C., our brothers and sisters in the U.S., for us in Canada and around the world. And I think what I'll do is I'll start the light ceremony with Simone playing the song after you're finished, while we basically bring this together with the song after you speak.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. So I'm just going to invite, while Paul lights the light, to allow us all to sort of drop into our hearts, because that is the sacred place where love abounds and love is expressed. I'm so honored to be here, Paul, with you, and for all these beautiful souls and these beautiful lights to bring in and to usher in the blessings for this wonderful album, Spheres of Love. So I'm just going to invite you all, as you center into your heart, to hold that open space for blessings. May this album and all of the songs that are heard, all the music that is played and received by open hearts, blesses everyone who hears the melody of oneness, the melody of love, the melody of light. May every soul who hears this music be open to such a degree that they share their love and their light with those around them. May the gift of this album reach far and wide around the world, joining us all together in a sphere of love. May the presence of the divine come forth as we listen to the songs, the rhythm. It's the rhythm and the energy and the vibration of life and love itself. meaning that every soul who hears moves into the high vibration of love. So we ask the continued blessings that this album reach far and wide. And may it be truly a blessing to the world. And with that being said, let us now all move into this divine center that connects us, into the heart of hearts, the heart of the divine. And from there, we feel our connection. So I invite you all to just breathe for a moment. For we breathe in love, we breathe in life, we breathe in spirit. So savor this divine gift that is the breath of life and breathe it in deeply and slowly, letting it fill your body, your heart, your soul, your mind. And as you find that sacred center within your own being, which is your heart, and as you breathe from this sacred center with peace and love, let it now reach into this circle of those who have gathered here, blessing everyone. Feel the vibration of love moving from your center to bless everyone here. And as we have created this powerful field of energy of love, of light, of life, we now extend it forth from this circle that is ever widening and expanding and taking everyone and everything into itself, so that we are creating the force field of love. Love for our world, love for the planet, love for every living thing upon it. And let us just spend a few moments now moving the love from the center of our being into the center of the earth and the world. Just breathe with grace, peace, love in the silence for a few moments. Now, as vessels, instruments of the divine, we offer deep gratitude and thanksgiving. And especially upon this day where we recognize and honor those who have chosen to serve something greater than themselves, serving their country as veterans, and we who have not entered into that domain but continue to serve, we offer ourselves in service to life itself, in service to love itself. May this day and all that we do continue to be a blessing. And may you, Paul, continue to be a divine instrument of love. May you be filled with loving kindness, and may you be filled with the grace of God to continue to be on point and on purpose. And your purpose is love. For this we are grateful and we are thankful. Everyone take a deep breath. And so it is. Amen and amen. Amen.
So Simone, thank you so much, Reverend Sylvia. I cannot thank you enough. And thank you to everyone that brought that together. That was a beautiful unity moment. The unity minister, of course, did that. Thank you so very much. I'm so honored. That being said, so Simone, if you would be so kind as to do the song, These Hands of Mine, and I'll light the candles behind me.
Shines from within these hands of mine. Oh, my soul shines from within these hands of mine. What do you do when you feel God's love shining within you? What do you do when you feel God's love shining back to you? You cry, you cry, you cry. Love shines bright from inside of you. Oh, I was made in the image of your love. Oh, I was made in the image of your light. What do you do when you feel God's love shining within you? Is you? What do you do when you feel God's love shining back to you? Is you? You cry. You cry, you cry, you cry, you cry when you realize God's love shines bright from inside of you. collective hands of ours. Oh, our souls shine from within these collective hands of ours. What do we do when we feel God's love shining within us? Is us. What do we do when we feel God's love shining back to us? Is us. We cry, we cry, we cry, we cry, we cry, and then we smile with ecstasy when we realize God's love has always been right here from inside of us.
Beautiful. You can hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. So I wanted to begin with that beautiful lighting ceremony to really explain something that I've learned over the last 10 years of remembering really my soul. I think in life we often come in as a baby for a reason, and it's to remember that we're our soul first. And I had forgotten sort of some of that until really my father died. And the truth is, you know, I recognized something happened when my father died, and it was that heaven opened for me. And I was able to glimpse a glimmer of my future in a mirror the morning he transitioned. I felt heaven was in our home that morning before we sort of knew that he had transitioned. And what's really interesting to me, it was sort of like everything was light, and then it went very dark after we found it, he transitioned. But what's very interesting is that I remember that morning a specific message when I prayed to God to help. And it was just that ultimately, that there would be blessings that come from this, even though it was hard. We think life is meant to be easy at times. Sometimes it is hard to be a human being. It was hard that day. But what I felt I knew that day is that God would lead me to where I needed to go, and I had faith. Faith is like a muscle, you have to use it. And I remember right after that, in my really sad space, after suicide, it was hard. But one of the things that's beautiful is my mother gave me this rock when I was a teenager, create. We are creators. And I held this rock and I sat down at the piano, and I had been playing music, given up on that dream. And God asked me to play, and I started to play. And I remembered my soul. And something happened. God started to show me that I could write music again, to the music that I was destined to write, my dharma, my love, my light. And the beauty of this is that I started to understand that I was a creator, and then my life started to shine a little after I was dark, in that dark space. So now we get to move into the light. So I just want to move past that now. So what's very interesting to me about this album, so it took me, 7 albums to understand this one. Something's very different about this now. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this, because I recognize that we are a vibration and a frequency. This is exciting now because we're starting to get there, we're energy. So fast forwarding to today, from that, darkness, I am light, we are love. And when we work together, now something happens. And that's what I'm interested in. So God sort of led me down this beautiful road to get to here. And I'm ready. It's taken 10 years, okay? But we're ready. And I think the thing that's very beautiful about this album is that it is really a spiritual ritual that I have learned for the last 10 years. So I started every single day that I played to write this with light. So whenever I was writing this with God, because God really shows me what needs to be done, and I write. And I never knew that process before. But what's really cool is that I would light a candle every day. So in the studio, the first song, the noise that you hear is me sparking a match and lighting it because I wanted light at the beginning. So this bowl was given to me by a beautiful sister in Toronto, and this actually starts the album. I also think it's important to say that Louise Hay, actually, I was given her ashes in 2020 at the start of the pandemic, as well as her crystal quartz rose heart crystal, okay? That is right here. So these are her ashes, as well as her crystal heart quartz crystal that was given to me because of my song, My Heart. I brought her to the studio and home every day when I was recording this, because what I think is really important is that our souls and our hearts create. That moment where she was honored on her 90th birthday, created from my moment of writing music, is a miracle to me. That was something that you couldn't plan if you tried, but it happened. And it shows that we actually are our heart and our soul on the outside when we live this way. So this flow starts to happen when we love this way outwardly. I'm sure we experience this, in our families and whatnot, but I really wanted to set that tone and just explain this. And one of the things that's really beautiful about music is that it actually is really interesting because people have relationships that form around love when you share love. And that's what music and frequency and, sharing our love outwardly does. And I really just wanted to honor that. So that being said, one of the most beautiful songs that I've ever written, that is one of my favorites, is the next one. And I just want to share this beautiful moment with this next song. And this is the experience with God that I wanted to share, and it's number 3 on the album, and it's actually titled How Do I Show Them? I feel like if we could share God openly, spirit openly, we would solve a lot of the world's problems. And I know that I solved my problems with God because I wasn't big enough to do them on my own, truthfully. I needed to just chip myself down a little because I think the ego protects us from being hurt and being open and vulnerable, but I opened my heart and God showed me that heaven is through the heart. This song is to help people tune into their heart. So this is a song really to honor God in this way. So Simone, if you would be so kind as to play How Do I Show Them?
Just love us. Do I show them and tell them about the omnipresence of you? The way you twist and turn, and how you're always there, with the strength of calmness everywhere. Oh, how do I share the vibration of you and all you do, and all that you are, and always have been. Oh, how do I share that the gates of heaven to you are through our loving hearts, when they fuse and become one loving vibration with you.
Beautiful. So that's a dream for me. So that vibration. And I have to share with you something that just comes to my heart immediately is that this behind me is actually the piano that I learned on. This was given to me by my granny. And I opened it up because I wanted to have the light on the very thing that actually was given to me as a gift from my granny. Um, and what's really interesting is I used to always have the piano tuner sort of moments where he would come in and tune our piano, and he would open this piano up and would sign the keys every single time he did that. So I opened it up. His name was Mr. Ledgley, and I remember having conversations about the importance of tuning a piano. I feel like the soul is very much something that can get out of tune. And my job really, I think, with God is to help people get in tune. And this thing happens, and I experience this a lot doing what I do, but the tuning of our soul with Source, call it the universe, call it consciousness, call it that thing that you can't see, metaphysical. Something happens, but we can tap into this and we can bring this into us. This is what I do when I write music. It comes into me. And I think oftentimes we often put out energy, but actually with God, for me, it's about bringing God into us. And this retunes our instrument because that's what we are. So that song is really to help us get into tune with our instrument of our soul, with God, Source, Creator. So that being said, moving on, this is a beautiful moment for me. So I just want to share, when I started this album, God asked me to do this in January. I said no, which is very funny to me. I said no. I was really struggling with COVID. I just did not, I could not, I didn't think I had this in me in January. So it's the first time I've said no to God, and it was sort of funny in a way because God has a great sense of humor, by the way. So I'm happy to admit this openly. And I just basically had a moment where I said no. It took me about 10 to 12 days to go, how do I say no to God? And then I actually surrendered. And then basically I started to sit at the piano and think about the possibility of this. And what was so interesting is I decided for my birthday to ask, I needed the most money I've ever needed to do an album because of COVID. There's so many restrictions in studios and whatnot. So in January, I asked for my birthday. I needed $20,000 to do this album. So what I calculated. And anyways, what's funny is I asked for 20 and got 4. And I was like, well, God, you know what? You're going to have to help me here because I can't afford to do this without help. So anyways, fast forwarding to when I did my Kickstarter, I thought I would need the full 60 days. It's the most you can ask for in time. I put this out. I actually started the Kickstarter on this piano as well. And what's very interesting to me is this beautiful gentleman, a brother from Moscow in Russia, basically helped me with really just saying, don't worry about this. And I just want to say thank you to him. And that being said, this beautiful video is to honor, I think, just what can happen when we have faith. And sometimes we get scared. We don't want to ask for help. You know, Bill touched on this. You know, being human sometimes is to ask for help when we don't have enough of something or we haven't completed something. So I think having the humility to ask for help when you need help is a big part of being human. And I think right now we need to remember the parts of us that are human. So I want to honor this beautiful brother. I want to share the video of this song is Rainbows Now. It's in honor of what I feel is that when we remember that we are a sphere of all of the colors of life, something happens when we retune to that instrument that we are with Source or with Creator, with God, and the colors start to shine brighter for all of us. You know, we all win. We're all in this together, you know? So this is Rainbows Now. Simone, if you'd be so happy to play a video.
I feel heaven's light in you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing sound to me again.
You're so welcome. Okay?
Yes.
Have a beautiful day.
Yes.
Hello, dear Paul. I'm skiing here in Moscow. We had some little hill here, and you know, I'm listening to your music. You can see this headphone, and as I started to listen to your music, so I improved my skiing skills immediately. Yes, it was really so, and yes, of course, I enjoy your music very often, and even here you can see this beautiful sunset panorama behind me of Moscow at the evening.
We're just having a moment of technical challenge. Opportunity, perhaps?
obviously take some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I can. Are you prepared also to share, Paul?
I can do it. Yes, sure. I can.
Let me just make you quickly host, and then we can see.
Okay, just bear with me for one moment. I just have to pull up a file. Let's see if we can edit this right into it.
And I would like to say thank you from my heart, from my soul, once again for your
Seems to work again. One moment.
It was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life during this year.
No. Okay, I'm going to make you host, Paul. A moment. Change host.
Okay. Just 1 second, everyone here. We'll just switch over to Canada from Switzerland. Okay, so I just have to pull up channel. Just 2 seconds. Whoops. Do just that. There we go.
And you have to share your screen.
Just 1 second. Okay. Just here we go. Oh wait, 1 second. There's one more thing I just need to do. Sure. There we go.
Me of Moscow at the evening, and I would like to say thank you from my heart, from my soul, once again for your beautiful music. It was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life during this year when I listened to your music first time. I was fallen in love with your beautiful soul, with your beautiful heart.
My heart is a beautiful heart within my chest, given to me by the holy grace of you. My soul is a beautiful soul, a piece of you, given to me by the holy kindness of you. And my heart and soul sings reds and yellows of love and pinks and greens, purples and oranges and every shade of blue, ruby reds and sapphires too. My heart and soul sing diamond lights of love for you, and my heart sings rainbows now, and my soul shines rainbows now, atmosphere of love. My life is a beautiful life, a vibration of you. My life was given to me by the mercy of you. My music reaches the most sacred space within the heart and soul where your love truly lives. And my heart and soul sings reds and yellows of love and pinks and greens, purples and oranges and every shade of blue, ruby reds and sapphires too. My heart and soul sing diamond lights of love for you. And my heart sings rainbows now, and my soul shines rainbows now, and my life beams with whole love and freedom now. I am a sphere of rainbows now.
So that was beautiful. I think just what I love about that more than anything is just that the thing I didn't know at one point in my life was that, you know, in the world, I think this is the thing I really want to say is that when I first started healing in my life and living really my authentic self in 2011, I learned from Dr. Maya Angelou that words have power. And in 2011, that changed my life because our words are powerful because we are powerful. We are light, we are energy. When we put out words, good or bad, they create things. Maya Angelou, Dr. Angelou knew this, and I learned this in 2011. And what's interesting is then Louise Hay came in and taught me that thoughts have power. Our words and our thoughts together are so important. And then what's interesting is in the creative sort of space of what that does, music is sort of those two things together with the soul and the heart, with source, and it creates things. And I have witnessed, I think the first time that I really witnessed this appropriately was when I saw two teachers in Ottawa in Canada. My good dear friends Jackie and Michelle were sharing this space within a classroom where children were actually seeing and hearing music that was being used, and they were almost requesting it every day as a form of almost meditation. And when I went to that classroom to surprise them after they had been using this music that I created, what was really interesting is that they had this moment where they were creating art, and that's what's in that video. And I realized, like, this connector realized that there is something that happens when we're exposed to love, peace, joy, happiness, prosperity in music, and that inner space. And kids know it. They know it. And I saw it. I witnessed it. And I will never forget, I almost bawled my eyes out. I don't know how I pulled this off, but I was in this classroom with, I think, about 30 kids, very young kids, that all sang my heart, my song, My Heart. And they sang actually while I sang, or I was playing and singing on the piano. And I have to tell you, I bawled because I realized that they'll take that song with them in their life past that classroom. And something happened for me where I was like, wow, like that's the future. So that being said, I just wanted to share sort of a little bit about that video. And Sergey, at the beginning of that, seeing him in Russia, sharing his love for my music just really touched my heart. And it really was a moment that started this album flowing. So thank you so much for that. So moving on here, we are at 12, so we're into an hour of time. My next thing that I feel called to do, I want to share. Bruce Lipton sent a special message. So I want to just share, Dr. Bruce Lipton is an incredible cellular biologist. He's a brother. I've met lots of people doing this, and he's one of the kindest men I've met in my journey that does a lot for the world, essentially. And he was going to be here with us today. It was a surprise that we had for everyone. He really wanted to show up, but because he's such a good guy, he actually was helping one of his friends that ended up being sick, and he flew to help take over a show that he was scheduled to do, this other friend of his, so he couldn't be with us. But he sent this video to share, and I really want to honor him for sending this. So bear with me for 2 seconds while I pull it up. And I will be right back. Oops. And I just have to find it. There we go. Okay. And now I'm working my controls here, I apologize. Okay, click, click, click. There we go. All right.
Hi, dear friends and cultural creatives. Bruce Lipton here, author of the best-selling book, The Biology of Belief, among others. But why am I here? Because my dear friend Paul is releasing his album, The Spheres of Love. And Paul is not just a dear friend. He is pure divine love. That's why the music that comes out of Paul is so wonderful and so beautiful. And this is especially an important time for Paul's music to come out into the world. Because if you've been reading the news or surfing the web or even looking outside your window, you can see there's a lot of chaos going on in this world. Most people are afraid of, like, oh my God, the thing's falling apart. But let me assure you, this is actually a very positive sign. The simple reason is this: human behavior, the way we've been treating nature and each other, has led to what we refer to in science as the sixth mass extinction of life. And the relevance is our behavior is undermining the web of life, and we can only survive with the web of life. And so nature is giving us a warning and says we must change our way. We've been living in disharmony. And I say, so why is that relevant? Because music is harmony. And as I mentioned, my dear friend Paul, besides being a consummate artist and a devoted humanitarian trying to help repair and fix this world and make a better place out of it, well, his heart is pure divine love, and whatever comes out of him is pure divine love. And that's what the new music, Spheres of Love, is all about. So I'm so honored to be here at the birth of this new music coming into our world, because every time anybody plays this music, the vibration goes into the field in which we live. We're so sure that we're just physical beings, but quantum physics says, no, we're all energy. And I say, why is it relevant? Because music is energy. Music in harmony is energy with life. Energy is life. And the more harmony we make in our energy, the more life we will manifest. So Paul's music has a bigger and greater function than just the enjoyment for the individual, because it has the opportunity to influence and change the world. The vibrations that come out of Paul are those of harmony, those of love. And therefore, it's like, thank you, Paul, for birthing this new music into existence at this time, because the world needs it and we need you. We love you, respect you. honor you, and we love that music as well. So congratulations on this new addition to your life. And congratulations for all of us, because we get to hear and listen and take it into our own lives. God bless you, dear friend Paul. I love you.
All right. Well, my God, Bruce Lipton is, again, just one of the most beautiful souls I've met in terms of just the speaking that he does around the world. It's incredible. I'll never forget the day that I met him. It's so funny. We were in, I have to think where I was. It was in New York City. The first time at the United Nations for the meditation sort of ceremony that we were doing. And it was in 2017, and I'll never forget, after I sang on the stage, I was so nervous, but I remember at the end of it, he came and kissed me from head to toe, literally. And he was just beaming with joy. And I always remember that energy that he had. And it's something that profoundly stood out to me. And he's always shared my work since that day. And I love him so much. So thank God for Bruce Lipton. Okay, so moving on here, my next sort of plan is to share, Simone, I'm not sure if I can see where you are. Are you on here? Can you come in?
Yes, I'm here. So I'm on top.
Did you want to take over? Do you want me to continue?
Let me try again. If it's not working, then you can keep it. I'm happy to support you. So if you just make me co-host, and it's Fear of Love, huh?
Right. Participants, bear with me. Sorry, everyone. Know what I'm thinking? I have no idea. There's so many people in this room. I don't think I'm going to probably even mess with that. So I'm going to just leave this alone. I will just try to guide my way through this. I think the next song that I want to share is Creator. I just have to pull it up, so bear with me. We had this all set up with Simone, but that connection is not working right. So bear with us for a second. We're having to be creative here. Okay, so yes, this one here. Okay. And back to this. Okay. This is Creator.
Oh, thank you, choose for loving me. The way your leaves catch the light, and the way you oxygenate life. You heal my soul every day. Well, thank you, water, for washing me. You wash away my yesterdays, and you leave new space for the blessing of this new day. You wash and bless my soul every day. And around the skies we go, and around the universe we go. On the sphere of love we call Mother. celestial lights. Oh, thank you, soil, for nourishing me. Your nutrients sustain my life, and the genius of you feeds the whole world. You feed my soul every day. Oh, thank you, sunlight, for shining on me. You shine your light so miraculously, and you remind me that lights are made to shine bright light. Thank you for shining your light on my life. And around the stars we go, and around the universe we go, on a sphere of love we call Mother Earth, with Father Sky filled with all the celestial lights, and the miracle and the mystery of it all is the one thing that we all share here, and the majesty of it all makes my heart reach out to yours with the softness of my soul. Oh, thank you, Creator, for creating me. You're my beloved, and I'm your beloved. You're our beloved. We're your beloved. We are one planet. We are a sphere of love.
So beautiful. It's so beautiful to see all of those faces. And I was just thinking while that was playing, one of my favorite things about doing this is actually meeting people all around the world. It's one of my favorite things, and developing, I think, ultimately community with each other. The thing that I've learned in my life is that there's really two worlds going on right now. There's one where there's love, and there's one where there's fear. And they sort of mix. Oh, bear with me for a second. Okay, hold on a minute here. I'm so sorry.
You know that the stars.
Okay, that was interesting. I guess that was just an autoplay. So what I was just saying is that there's two worlds going on right now, and there's love and fear. And I think ultimately we have to choose which world we want to live in, is sort of my point. And I have seen that there's this world of love that is growing and expanding love all the time. And I think you have to make a decision with your intention about what world you want to live in. And I have been living in a world of love since 2011 with my intention, expanding love. Every day is my intention, some way reaching, some way stretching my love out to the outer world. I do this through music. However we can do this, whatever our gifts and our talents are, we have the ability to create and co-create love. And I witnessed this world of love and have for the last decade. And meeting those people and all of you has been the greatest gift of my life. And I think if we do life right, in my opinion, when we do right with love, there's a treasure trail that goes behind us that reminds someone else that they can be loved. I've witnessed this over and over again, and people write me a lot about that. How do you do this? And it's really about being your heart and soul, sharing love outwardly, expanding it as an intention. And I know all of you do this, or you wouldn't be here. You chose love today. And that's powerful. We are in a very powerful circle. I know all of you, and that's because of your love. I know you because of your love. And I want to thank you for that, because what happens is that's where heaven reflects back, and something happens when we do this. And I think that if we can really start amplifying that understanding more in community around the world, what is possible is the question. And this is possible. And then if this is possible, what else can we do? And that's, I think, where we're sort of starting to get it, actually, I think, really powerfully. So I just wanted to sort of say that out loud after sort of sharing the Creator song. So, I really could play all these songs, but here's the thing. I think ultimately this is an album that you can enjoy yourself rather than me playing them and fiddling around with the controls here. So I wanted to just sort of open up a dialogue if that's of interest to anyone. So Simone, I will try to make you host so you can facilitate. If you can
Yes.
guide me through this.
You just scroll down and it's alphabetically and you find me.
Okay, I'm going to just tinker around for 2 seconds here. Oh, I see. Okay, I had to double click. Okay, where is Simone? Oh, there you are. Okay. Make host. Click. Change host. Okay, you're good, right?
Let me see. Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
Great. So would you like to invite people for any
I think ultimately what I would like to do, if this feels, in alignment with anyone, I would like anyone that's willing or interested in sharing a moment of either a reflection or just maybe a guide of maybe 2 minutes at the most, maybe a minute to 2 minutes of just sharing ultimately anything from your heart and soul that you feel like sharing. The community.
and the way we can do it, you can electronically put your hand up so we can see this, and then we can call you. And the way you do this, you have a reaction button on the, I show it to you. Yeah, here we go. Hey, Kate, just, yes, please, Kate. Just let me explain. You have a reaction button at the bottom, and then there you have raise your hand, and I see Kate. Yes, please unmute yourself, Kate. And then we have Ashley.
What a blessing to be with all of you in this very sacred space. I am so grateful for you and your life, Paul Luftenegger, and seeing your mother on this space with us today, Jane, the womb that was able to contain this beautiful light and bring it to life. And I, as an artist, fell in love with the vibration and frequency of Paul Luftenegger's music in 2018. And I set the intention on April 9th to meet him, as I felt that he held codes within him in the music to bring a vision that was divinely placed on my heart. Reverend Syliva Sumter, I met you Washington, D.C. at Stand Up Humanity. And I'm so grateful for the words that you shared today of being instruments of the divine. This is who we are as the tools of massive creation that our Creator created for us to take these visions that are placed in our heart and manifest them into things through our thoughts and our inspired actions. As I began to paint over the weeks from April 9th until April 30th, from mid-March until the time that I wrote in my journal, April 9th, I believe that Paul Luftenegger holds the codes to soundtrack of utopia, a vision I had placed on my heart of inviting humanity to step out of fear and sheeperation into the divine love that we each are, creating our life as the tool to be the freedom flame. The frequencies, listening to his music, made things come through in my art that had not been present before. These are the gifts that we each are. When we follow our heart, the tools that we create can be used and added into another piece of humanity's puzzle. We are each beings being the true nature that God created. And as we piece them together, P-E-A-C-E, the world that we create together illuminates and we glow, G-L-O-W-B-E. Be the glow and we'll light this mother up, Mother Earth. I love you, Paul Luftenegger, for the codes and the frequencies that you brought in that allowed me to realize higher potentials. Thank you. This is what we're co-creating. I love you, and I hand that baton back to you, Simone, and thank you with gratitude for allowing me to express my gratitude for how you've enriched my experience with my heart, capital A-R-T inside of that heart. We are entering the golden age, G-O-L-D-I-N-H-E, capital A, capital R, capital T. The arts that are in our hearts is the gold within us that will usher in this golden age, illuminating all. I'm Kate the Hardest of Utopia, and I love you, Paul. Super pollinator.
Thank you, Kate. So lovely to see you. Wonderful. We have Ashley, and then we have Eva.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I am so delighted and eternally grateful for Paul and everyone here presenting Spheres of Love. It is an amazing amalgamation of beauty, understanding, and grace coming through with extreme and enigmatic, right? Beauty of divinity shining through Paul and all of his work. I met Paul in 2017, and we shared commonalities of sharing love and divinity with the children and supporting them and their families, really illuminating their hearts, their mind, their soul, their beingness on the planet, supporting all of humanity, growing to the spaces and the places we are here to serve and support everyone within. Inside of that, I have had the honor and the opportunity to work very closely with Paul on his previous one, Seeds of Peace. And inside that meditation album, it was so beautiful to be brought into the world of music, which was a little naive to my experience, even being an energy healer. I needed that key, that master key that Paul so clearly holds for music and frequency and our ability to connect to the anatomy of the heart and the mind and the soul and the body, and bringing it all together into this living embodiment, this living experience, and this living opportunity for sharing our love with each and every one of us. I thank you, Paul, for your divinity and your amazing presence here on planet Earth at this time. It's so valuable, it's so important, and I'm so grateful to be here with you and all of you on this opportunity in this glorious day, celebrating our spheres of love. Amen.
Thank you so much. I think ultimately what's so beautiful is this is the circle of love, the sphere of love. We're all in this together, you know, beautifully said. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashley.
Are you okay, Simone? Do you want me to? Can you? I don't know. You're.
Okay. I'm talking to myself here. Okay. Eva or Iva, and you have to unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Iva, and I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, although I feel like I'm nowhere and everywhere with all of you. And I want to say congratulations, Paul. And there's a special whisper in my heart right now that's saying thank you to your mother. Just in the last few minutes, there's just this wave of love that's just coming through for everyone. And a big thank you to Mom. Paul is pure divine light and love. And I am an intuitive and a speaker, author. I was hosting a fundraiser for a young little girl for a kidney transplant a few years ago in Naples, Florida. And I had a few of Paul's CDs on my display table. And one of the most memorable, beautiful moments that is just the best testimonial for this love, expanding love, and this vibrational energy that just ripples even when we're not noticing. This little girl came up to the table, and I had a display of books and CDs and flowers and scarves, you know, just to honor the table. And this little girl came and just put her hand on one of the CDs, and I'm pretty sure it was Love Expanding Love. And she just looked at her mom and she said, "Mommy, I want this." And you could feel her just absorbing the energy that was emanating from a CD that was still in its plastic cover. So I just wanted to share this moment as a testimonial and to say thank you for all of you. And thank you, Paul, for being in my life and for being such a guiding force through your music and your consciousness and this moment of unification. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Iva. I just have to share, just to give you some energy of who Iva is. Okay, so Elizabeth Gilbert, very famous Elizabeth Gilbert. Iva is in the book having the bat phone to the universe, literally from Elizabeth Gilbert. So that's who that is, just to kind of let you know that she has the bat phone to the universe. Okay. Yeah, so thank you.
Co-creator. I think we all have the digits to the bat phone to the universe. Thank you, Paul. I'm gonna mute myself now, which is a good idea.
Thank you so much, Iva. Wonderful. So we have Renee, and then we have Kathleen.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hola, buenas tardes, bonjour tout le monde. In a gay men's heart circle, when we greet each other, we do our little jazz hands. So I want to bring that energy in and invite you to greet each other with your little beautiful hands of light that Paul was singing about. And interesting, thank you for bringing in Elizabeth Gilbert, because it's Veterans Day, and like 13 years ago on a Navy aircraft carrier, I was really going through this dark night of the soul moment, just kind of wondering where I was supposed to be in the world. And I was reading the book Eat, Pray, Love, and it was just kind of like this awakening moment. So thank you for bringing that in. Through Kate the Hardest and my friend Heather Neary in Austin, I got to encounter Paul for the first time. And then through just kind of journeying with him through social media during the pandemic, he offered this beautiful Louise Hay Heal Your Life course that I went on a journey with him, and it was amazing. Highly recommend you read the Heal Your Life book if you have not. Take the course if he offers it again. And through that, I was just able to meet so many more kind souls, Sarah and Ishta and so many others. And as I was coming on today, I was thinking about Louise, and I have this Louise Hay's card deck. And as we were signing on, I was pulling a card, counting to 11 for the 1111. And I was drawing in all the energies of this Zoom chat. And I just want to share this card as my closing, and I'll show it to you, but I'll read it first. It says, "It is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my ability to create the good in my life. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations." So I just wanted to show that and offer it. And it's really Paul's example that is showing us how we can create something out of what seems like nothing. And here we are in this beautiful moment, honoring his creation. So thank you. Love to you all. Satnam Namaste.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was gorgeous to just feel the, I think, Louise Hay connection. She's such a powerful, beautiful teacher. And I think we are all teachers when we become students and teachers. So thank you for teaching us to remember, our ancestors. Jesus, I always say Jesus isn't really like, embodied today. But the thing that's interesting is Gandhi, Jesus, all of these people like Louise, Wayne, they're with us in our hearts. And this is very important to remember, always to remember that we're also those same beings, ability-wise, to be that you just mentioned. So I just wanted to honor you for just bringing in the mastery of divine love by remembering Louise, actually. So thank you. Okay.
So we have Kathleen as next.
Oh, hello, dear Paul. Oh my gosh, I am just so thrilled to be with you for this huge celebration and your glorious, glorious music. This album it's at another level. It's just, the realm is magnificent. Sorry, I'm sitting in my car. It's a busy day here in Northern California for me, but I couldn't miss this. So I've been with you the whole time, even though my video hasn't always been on. But I got to know Paul actually in the pandemic, and was reflecting, Paul, this morning on our show that we did together on Awake TV. That was at the beginning of you writing this album and talking about it, and it was such a delight, and it's such an honor to have you as a dear soul friend. And my other dear friends that I know so well now through Paul and through this pandemic, Kate the Hardest and Ashley Lee, I'm just thrilled for us all to be here today with these other beautiful souls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a blessing to this whole world, Paul.
Thank you so much, Dr. Riley. Thank you very much. I really appreciate what you do in Heart Coherence in your work with music. So thank you very much. What I just want to say is just what I just feel is that's so important is that, music and vibrations and love bring people together. And that's what we're doing here. So thank you for just coming and being that love, whoever and however that is, Thank you.
Then we have Sergey and then Stacy as the last one.
Hello everyone. Hello, Paul. I'm a little bit nervous now. Yes, actually, I know Paul since 1.5 years, and as I heard his song first time, it was love immediately. I was falling in love with this beautiful music, with these vibrations. And one more beautiful sign was that actually another beautiful soul brought us together. I'm honored to name this beautiful soul. It's Anita Murjani. Maybe you've heard about this amazing woman. So I just found Paul through the Facebook site of Anita Murjani. Then I've heard the song, and a new dimension opened for me. I listened all albums of Paul, and actually I am a healer. And Paul, I would like to say you the huge thank you, not only from my heart, but from all hearts and souls, which you touched with your energy, because your energy, your love helped me to bring healing to many people. It's really so. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for this event, of course, and all participants. I felt beautiful vibrations. I felt amazing energies and goosebumps, and I cried, of course. Thank you so much. I wish you, Paul, I wish all of us that we continue to spread love. It's the more important task, or I don't know, issue. Sorry, my English. It's beautiful. It's beautiful for us, and we can heal our world. We can heal so many people around us. We can create a much more joyful and harmonious world together. And Paul is one of the beautiful souls who is helping a lot of people across the world. I'm in Moscow, Russia now, and it's so beautiful that we are gathered so many people around the world now. I send you a big hug from Moscow. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you. I just have to share, I wouldn't be able to do this without help from everyone that's really on this call. That's the truth. So I just really thank you so much with all of my heart, Sergey, just for, I think, just stepping up and actually helping love to expand. This happened because in a lot of ways you let me just relax a little by just the incredible generous donation that you made. I just want to say thank you a billion times over from the world to you, actually, because we're all better when we're together as love. So thank you for just stepping up that way. And I think with my dad not being here, you remind me of just that beautiful sort of energy that men can have by being vulnerable and in that space of love in the way that you did that so naturally. And thank you for sharing this moment. Thank you. Mwah.
Thank you very much, Sergey. So we have Stacy, and then we have Dina. Stacy, please.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I know that this is reaching all around the globe, and I am so honored to be part of this. And I've been crying since I got on, Paul. This is amazing, and feeling the energy from each of you. This is such a beautiful way to celebrate this incredible music and to celebrate Paul. I have known Paul for just a few years. We met at a retreat with Sister Jenna a few years ago, and it was the first time I had ever heard his music. And I was so taken with it that I purchased a couple of albums from him during that retreat and played them over and over, and really started to take that music into my heart and soul. And as I've shared with Paul, one of his songs, My Heart, was actually, I want to say, use the word instrumental, but was so helpful in actually physically healing me personally as I had a heart attack, and sang that song while I was in the hospital over and over and over to myself, my heart, my beautiful heart. And I know that was key in my healing. And so I thank you for that. And your music touches us all in such an incredible way. And as Bruce Lipton said, that, you are love, and it comes through your music, and it comes through your heart, and it touches us all on a level that so many people don't understand. And I'm so glad that you started this ceremony this morning with the First Nations and with Reverend Sylvia. It was perfect. It was perfect because your music, your love transcends the bounds of all of our traditions, of all of the religions in the world. And it touches the mystical heart of God that lives in each of us. And I'm so thankful and so honored to be a part of the celebration. And Paul, I share all of my blessings on you and for the future, for the success of this album, for your success, and for all of you present here, for your success as well. Just, we need each other. We need to share each other. And Sergey, thank you for making it possible. We need people like you to help spread the word, to help make things possible. So thank you for this. Thank you. Paul, you're in my heart always. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reverend Stacy Goforth. Thank you very much. I just have to share, I wouldn't have just recently graduated essentially with my doctorate in being a reverend without Stacy. So Dr. Reverend Stacy, thank you very, very much. I really thank you with all my heart too. You're in my heart. So Simone, I know we have Dina next, I think.
Yes, and then I think we have just two more, just also to keep time. Is that okay? And if people, if you have something you would like to just let Paul know, please make a note in the chat. We can keep the chat and then Paul can go over it. So let's have, thank you, Stacy, so much for your sharing. And let's have Dina and then Jan.
Hello. Hello, all you beautiful beings. I'm hoping to be able to get through this without being able to talk. I can relate to what Stacy said about the song, My Heart. I met Paul in September of 2019 when I was actually taking my Heal Your Life coach and workshop leader training through Louise Hay's work. Paul was our special guest, our surprise guest, and he shared some songs with us that day. And I had a shift when he sang his beautiful song, My Heart. In that moment, I connected with my higher self. And if I doubted it before, which I had, in that moment, I knew, and I don't doubt it anymore, that I am a beautiful being. And, you know, God loves me no matter what has happened in my life, no matter what I've done in my life. And I owe that thank you to Paul. So a month after that, I started working at a domestic violence shelter. And my very first project was to put on our yearly gala. And they gave me carte blanche to hire the entertainment to make this a very special, beautiful event. And the event, in that moment, I said to myself, the only person that I wanted to invite to be the entertainment, to be our special guest that night, was Paul Luftenegger. I want his music and his songs at our event. And I thought, do I dare call him and ask him? So I took a leap of faith, and as life would have it, Paul graciously agreed to be our entertainment that evening. The thing about it was that the event happened on March 12th of 2020. And as you all very well know, that was the day that the World Health Organization declared us being in a global pandemic. So I feel like, tell me that was not really meant to be, that Paul was going to be there singing his beautiful, loving, pure, divine, conscious music for the guests that evening. I had one initial immediate thought when my phone was going off like crazy as I was there setting up that day. Ding, 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 ding. People were messaging me. Do you know what's going on? Do you know what's happening? And finally I said, I better check my phone. And everybody started telling me, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Nobody's going to show up. Your event is not going to happen tonight. The entertainment's not going to show up. No one's going to show. And I thought, no, this is not going to change this beautiful moment. I knew that people were going to show up. And I knew in my heart that Paul was going to walk through that door. And he did. I almost felt like walking over and bowing at his feet. I was so happy that he showed up for us that evening. And to this day, people still remember that evening. We had 95% of the people that bought tickets showed up. And I was so grateful and so thankful that they did, and so grateful and thankful that Paul did. And to this day, you know, a year and a half later, people still tell me the last in-person event I ever went to was your beautiful gala that you put on for the women of the shelter, the women and children of the shelter. And they still to this day talk about Paul Luftenegger and how appropriate it was for him to be there, and how his music changed their life, and actually how they took that music with them and it helped them through this pandemic. So all I can say is Bruce Lipton said it right. Stacy, Sergi, everybody here today, you all know, and we all know, Paul, you are really, truly pure divine love. And I agree with Bruce that everything that comes out of you has to be pure divine love. And thank you for who you are, for everything that you do, for everything that you sing, every message that you provide to all of us. We need you. Humanity needs you. So continue to do what you're doing. I love you so much. Thank you.
So how does one receive that? I don't really know. Thank God for tears, right? But that was a really big moment that has stayed with me. So I thank all of you, actually. You know, domestic violence and what you have shared with me and taught me over this space that we were in. I think what's really wild, and I think I've told you this, is my father was buried on that day, 9 years to the day. And it was one of the things that my mom actually reminded me of. I didn't realize when we had arranged it that it was going to be like that. But I just remember so clearly that it was like this circle had finished an ascension cycle of 9 full years to get to you. And I didn't book anything for, you know, I say yes to everything, but I was like, I'm not doing anything past the 12th of March. And it's so funny because we weren't going to do anything anyways, but I knew for, I think about 6 months that we were going to probably not have anything happening. So thank God for that. And it was the day after I think it was announced, which is the part that was wild. So I think it was announced on the 11th, but that was on the 12th. So wow. Thank you.
What a lovely orchestration by the divine. Thank you so much for sharing, Dina. So is it Jan or Jan? You're still muted, so you have to unmute yourself.
There we go. It's Jan, thank you. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's morning here on the West Coast, and hello, Paul. I feel very emotional as I just share my appreciation for your courage, heart, of course, being part of that beautiful word. Coeur. And, you know, I've shared this with Paul, but my introduction to Paul came as an answer to prayer on the morning of one of my mother's birthdays. I was missing her deeply, and I didn't know how to get through the day, not being able to connect with her and celebrate with her. And I just prayed for some beautiful thing to happen. And I was listening to Hay House Radio, as I did every day, and on Dr. Christian Northrup's show, she was interviewing Paul, and I had made a beautiful bath, and I was sitting in the bathtub listening to the interview, and then he sang My Heart, and I couldn't believe it. I was just tingling from head to toe. I felt like my mother was cradling me. And as I laid in the bath and later came out of the bathtub, I felt like it was, you know, like a, you know, coming up from a baptism of sorts. And I never felt the same level of grief. Instead, I could glory her life and our relationship. And it was so healing for me. And some months after that, he was on again, Hay House Radio with Anita Moorjani, who I had really loved all of her teachings and heard her speak at an event. But there I was getting the chance to talk to the two of them on the call and shared that story with them and their validation of me. And it was such a beautiful time. And, you know, Louise Hay, who we all feel here, I'm sure today so much, her little book with the little rainbow on, You Can Heal Your Life, because I'm such a rainbow lover. It was the safest book I could find in the bookstore when I was at my darkest time. And I would take it to the beach in my bag and sometimes just hold it. And so my love for and appreciation for her and all the people that she has woven into our lives as we get exposed to this loving, healing circle of souls. And so I'm just blessed to be here today. I feel so lucky to have been connected to Paul and how he just spreads seeds of love through the world and all the people that he is connected with. And we get to enjoy that in that fabric of love that we're woven with. I just wish you all the success with this, Paul. I know the kind of devotion you put into all of your work, but this one was extra special, I believe. And I just know it will do great things. And for everybody here today, that we are witnesses of this very special event and very special project. I take that both lightly and seriously, and just send love to everybody, and that it will radiate out from us, as we know. I've had one of those Dr. Bruce Lipton hugs, and they're fantastic. And we are responsible for the energy that we bring into the world. And listening to music such as Paul's, I think, is the most, you know, a very, very powerful way that we positively affect our own energy, and therefore radically change those that we come in contact with, and even in our thoughts. So thank you all, and Paul, blessings to you. I hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I remember that moment when you called in. That was really cool. Those moments are so epic to me that you don't ever forget them, right? So thank you for being in the epic moment of that moment.
It's epic for me too.
So thank you. So what I wanted to do, I don't know if Bill is here still. I'm just wondering.
Yes, he's still here.
So what I was thinking is that I would like to end with the song, The Angels Are Listening. I think it's powerful to end with that, because I think to listen is to love. We've all listened really beautifully today. And I think, you know, in these times, more now than ever, I know that I listen to God, and that's where my music comes from. I think that it's just a reminder for all of us to do. It's a sense. It has its own designation, a sense. And, you know, to listen is to love. And I just want to say very clearly, you know, in this song, it's very much about that. So I'm thinking if there's a way for me to play the song, and then if Bill wants to close the ceremony, that would be really cool. Bill, are you capable of doing that?
I sure am.
Okay, fantastic.
I
So
just made you host again because you want to show the video, don't you?
just bear with me for 2 seconds, everyone. And I will pull it up. We are working together as a team beautifully. Across the big pond, as they call it, right? Okay. So here is this one. And I just have to do a quick share on this one. And we're good. Okay.
God is listening to you. The angels are listening to you too. I am listening to you. The universe is listening to you. To listen is to love. To listen is to care. To listen is to share. You know life really loves you. So open up your heart and share the vibration of you. Ask for help and ask for support and ask for grace and be sure to ask for strength. You don't have to do this all alone anymore. You don't have to be afraid. You see, the Lord is with you, beaming through your heart. So open up your heart and ask for what you need. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Sandolph and Metatron are with you. a sacred heart. Oh, Holy Mother, Holy Father, creation dwells within.
So beautiful. And Bill, if you'd be so kind to just close us out. Thank you everyone for coming. Simone, I just want to say thank you a billion times over for teetering between Switzerland and here. Thank you in Canada. Canada thanks you. North America thanks you. Our beautiful friend in Europe.
It's such a pleasure, Paul. Just so lovely to be here with you.
And thank you to everyone who helped bring this to life today with love. I bless you with all of my heart and soul with God's love. And if everybody wants to put their hands up for a moment, just to feel the love with each other from our hearts and souls. These hands are powerful hearts and souls. And thank you so much.
Oh, I'm from Thailand.
Oh, hi, boy. Thailand's here in the house.
Yeah, Bangkok, Thailand here.
We've been
Today is my birthday. You
Oh, wow, happy
celebrate my
birthday.
birthday, 11/11.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Happy to join.
Thank you. We love you.
Evening. Yep, me too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, Bill, you're on mute and we'll go with you next. You're the boss here.
Yeah, Magoa. Well, happy birthday for one. Happy, beautiful birthday. And I like
you.
this smudge in honor of the steps that you need to continue to take, all of us. That our journey is we're all in different parts of the world, but we're on the same step. We're walking together. No matter what your faith, no matter what your gender, no matter what your story, here we are walking together in the grace of each other's kindness. And whatever it is that watches over you sits with that watches over me. And they say to themselves, look at our beautiful family members joining in a circle of love from all over the world and making this world a beautiful small place from time to time. And that is what I find so glorious about how, like, I'm zoomed out. I have to zoom all day at work all the time. And this, it's never for love like this, you know, it's always for business or for business or for business. So this has really been something to see it used for such kindness and love from around the world. So for that, I light this smudge for your families, for what they need from you, but to really be conscious and selfish from time to time when you're caring for yourself and it doesn't cost anyone else a thing. Because the more well you are at your hand, the more well others will be at your hands. So with all that, I light this smudge in your kindness. And Paul, I have listened to so many people sing words of gratitude to you today. And the day that I sat with you in the basement of a hospital and had an honest conversation about feelings and being good men. And here we are 10 years later. And I cannot believe how fortunate I feel that I would see. This isn't closing to me. I'm not doing a closing. This is what's next. There's no such thing as the end. There's always the next. So I'm looking forward to the next album, brother. All right, you take good care of yourselves all. And I thank you so much for all that you do. Nyawagoa. Nyawagoa.
All right. Thank you so much again, everyone. That was very beautiful. Bill, thank you so much. 10 years, 11 soon, and here we are. And look what's possible, you know, us. Thank you. I'm not sure if you know your camera went off. I think you know, but I just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so I am going to just end this beautiful moment then, I think, if everybody just wants to just, one last time, and we'll say our goodbyes. And thank you a billion times over for taking time today. That's the most valuable thing we have is time with our heart. So thank you.
Paul, one suggestion. How about ending with Fear of Love?
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you, Simone. That's the most important song I wanted to play. Got it. So perfect timing.
So you can make me host, and then and for people, it's really an invitation. That song is so uplifting and so heart nurturing, and there is a chorus, and you can just sing along. We won't still keep them on mute, but sing along wherever you are.
Bear with me for 2 seconds, my host. Okay. Good. There you go.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
The spheres of love. We can heal the world together. That's the point. That's the message. So let's do it.
Oh, rivers of love flow deeply through my heart. Oceans and oceans, rivers of love. Circles and spheres of holy love. It's a beautiful thing to be alive with so much love. Oh, rivers of light flow deeply through my soul. Oceans and oceans, rivers of light. Circles and spheres of holy light. It's a beautiful thing to be alive with so much light. So heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Oh, circles of love. That is what we truly are. No end and no beginning, just whole love. 360 degrees of love. It's a beautiful thing to remember. We're made of love. So heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Connect your light, connect your love from the inside out. This world is healed when we are healed. This world is free when we are free. Whose world is this anyways? Is it yours or is it mine? It's time to heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Come on and heal the world. Connect your light, connect your love from the inside out. So heal the world. Come on and heal the world.
Maybe everyone wants to unmute and just say goodbye.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Love you.
Love
you.
Love you all. Love you. Congratulations. Blessings.
Congratulations. Send love out to the world, everyone. Send love.
Bye, Paul.
I love your album. I listened to it in the middle of the night last night. I just adore you. I adore you. God bless.
Love to you, Paul. and
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bless
everybody.
Love you, Paul.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you, Paul. Love you all.
Bye. It's time to go out and heal the world, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.